Good evening. Welcome to round 8 of season 6 of DTCC 2022. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Please stick on the chat just to make sure all is working. I still haven't properly figured out the settings. There we go. You hear me alright? Oh yeah, it's coming up with a speaker, so I think you must be. Get rid of that. Alright. Let's just copy the link. Cool. Alright, let's just do a bit of admin. I have to email my mum the link so they can watch it. Oh, good evening, Daz. I wonder why you're here. Alright, let's get that away. There we go. Alright, good. We are good to go. So, welcome to Lago Maggiore, or as I will call it, Lake Marjorie from now on. This is round 8. Let me get rid of that. I don't want to hear that. It's bad enough hearing myself through my own ears, letting myself hear him through the speaker as well. Right, so we are here for round 8. Getting towards the business end of the season now. We have the usual format tonight, the 15-minute Group 4 race, and then the 30-minute feature race in the Group 3s. Usual rules. Group 4s have the top 5 sent to the back in reverse order from qualifying. So before we start, we'll have a quick run through where we are in the championship before we start round 8. So after 7 rounds without drop scores, we'll apply the drop scores after this round. We've got Chris Pengelly leading with 413 points. Second is Matt. That can't be right. That's too many. Right, hang on. Let me get rid of that. I had actually prepared this earlier, as you can tell. Get rid of that. That's better. Right, so in the lead with 357 points is Chris Pengelly, and then Matt Sykes is second with 327. So Chris has opened up a bit of a lead now. In third, we've got Chris Lewis on 298, and then Andy Boulay on 297. So very tight for third. Mike's dropped off a little bit. He's now on 276, but we'll go through everyone's favourite segment, which is the tyre chat. Mike's got a bit of a tyre advantage, so we'll see how that plays out tonight. Then Harry is on 202, so he's well, actually, I should say Dan is actually 6th on 206, and Harry's 7th on 202, but there's drop scores to play for that. Harry missed a round, so he's actually net ahead of Dan. So very close, and then Darren's on 198 and Carly's on 197, so very, very close for 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. And a bit of a gap, but another battle. Then we've got Lex on 146 and Jimmy on 133 and Alex on 121, so some pretty tight battles all the way through. And then Chris on 81, Chris Smith, and Rob on 20. Chris is missing tonight, and so is Rob. Then the team scores. We've got CMS Racing, which is Matt and Carly. They're a little bit ahead now. They're on 519. Opened up a pretty big gap to number 2, which is Italian Stallions, which is Lex and Mike. They're on 422, but then we've got a real gaggle. So Italian Stallions on 422 in second. Dart, which is Andy and Alex on 418, and Dan Dare on 404. Special CK 379. Grumpy and Bumpy 377. So it's really tight, really, from second down to 6th, and then not that far away is JH on racing on 335. So 90 points covers basically 2nd to 7th, and given how many points are on offer each night, it's all to play for. So let's have a look then. Group 4s, the usual story. Mama Sykes. So on pole, 6th fastest in qualifying is Daz in his Ted Baker liveried Audi. The usual story that the liveries were picked at random by our Wheel of Fortune. So Dan Dare Racing got Ted Baker. This looks quite nice. And then second on the grid. So we'll check the tyres out. Probably not going for his normal super softs in quali and mediums in the race, but we'll check it out. Is Andy in his Old Spice, extremely minimalistic BMW livery. And then we've got the second Dan Dare, very nice Ted Baker Toyota from Dan. Do you like that? Didn't win the livery of the race award. I would have given it to him. I think that looks great. Then fourth on the grid, we've got the Aston of Jimmy in his Milka, splendid purple Aston Martin. And then fifth is Lex, and his Lyle's Golden Syrup Lambo. And sixth was Alex in his Old Spice Nissan. Seventh was Carly in the Kraken Cayman. Then we get to the reverse grid drivers. So what would that be? In eighth was Mike and his supposed to be Golden Syrup. We'll let him off. He's gone Lyle's black treacle, but in his Ferrari. And what would that be? Ninth is Chris. So third in the championship in his Jag, Converse Jag. 10th, we've got Harry doing a good job in the Merc, his Milka Merc. Then in the back row, second in qualifying, Matt in his Kraken Honda. And then fastest in qualifying, so bagging 4 points for qualifying, is Chris in his Lindt Chocolate Mazda. So there we go. That's the grid, 12 tonight. So not quite the full grid, but pretty good nonetheless. This is by far the best season we've had in terms of turnout. Consistently getting double figure grids, which is brilliant. So this is what the drivers can see. I'll go down a bit. So this is their view into the first corner. This is as if not been to this track for quite a long while. I think it's the second time we've visited this track in reverse. And it's tricky. It's a tyre muncher and it's tricky. Right, so without further ado, let's get going. So, Daz on pole. And away we go for a standing start. Usual story for the Group 4s. Let's see who gets away well. So Daz gets a good start, but it looks like already... I thought Dan was going to get a crack at it, but we've got Alex going up the inside already, so let's try and follow. Andy's taken a good lead already. Into the first corner he goes, so he's got a clear lead. And Alex is in second, and this is where the carnage will normally had. That's not had a great start. It looks like Chris has already gone off. And what's going on? So we've got about 7 abreast into the second corner. And it looks like we've got, there's absolute carnage. They're all rubbing and racing. And what's going to come out of all this? So Andy's taking the lead, and Chris is up to second. How has Chris gone up to second from 12th on the grid? We're going to have to, I think, rewind that. Let's have a watch and just see what happened with Chris. So the 11th go, he got a good start. Mika didn't get such a great start, but he's got a good start. He's up to 9th now. There's a bit of carnage going on, so they all go wide. And then all of a sudden, it just... Look at that. He's up to second. Oh, he's already gone through. So, Chris makes an amazing start. So, from the back of the grid, he's up to second. Daz has made not a great start, but lost a few places, but he's up to third again. Alex is in 4th. Lex is in 5th. Mike's also had a good start in 6th. Harry's down, he's also had a good start in 7th. Matt's up to 8th. So the guys from the back have had good starts. Mika's dropped down to 9th. Jimmy in 10th. Chris in 11th and Dan in 12th. Let's just have a look and see what happened to Chris. Did he just, let's have a look. So I think he just goes a bit wide. Let's have a look. He's on the outside, which is not the greatest place in the world to be. And he gets a bit of a knock from Dan. That put him wide. That'd be why. Well, Andy's just scooted off. Look at that. So Andy's on the super softs as we thought. So yeah, he's abandoned his usual tactic, and he's on the super softs. So he qualified in the mediums. Interesting actually to say it's the tyre muncher. Right. So let's go a bit further down the field then. So we've seen all this as they come cascading down the hill. It's so I think we'll follow Snooze. That's where the battle's at. So we come down the hill for the first time. There's a couple of tricky kinks, and Alex is on the mediums, which is interesting. So Lex is following him. Into the banked hairpin, they go for the first time. This is quick. So Matt's having a look down the inside. Looks like he's having a look down the inside of Mike, but didn't quite make it. And then we've got Mika and Chris in close attendance. Then we've got a battle side by side as we go further up. Lex is up to fourth. He's out dragged the Nissan. And you got Alex has got Ferrari right behind him as well as they go into the quick S's. This is a tricky track, and it's pretty much every corner you can come off at, pretty much. So through the S's we go. So Madison's 7th now. So Lex is fending off the Nissan, but it looks like Alex has got him. So Alex is going, but Lex has got really wide. But so we've got 4 abreast as we go into this downhill. Right, left-hander, so Lex is on the inside as they go for the kick. He's gone sideways, manages to get it done. Mike's still up to 4th. Look at that. Let's watch that. That was a... So Mike comes out of the S's in 4th, and then just gets a lovely overrun. And there you go, job done. So all locking up behind him. So Snooze is down to 6th, but that Lex has gone a bit wide. Mika's managed to jump up to 7th. Lex has gone down to 8th, and Matt's down to 9th. What happened to Matt? Let's have a watch. So Matt was in 7th as we come through the S's. Wayward Honda. He got a decent start, not nowhere near as good as Chris, but he got a decent start. Let's have a watch on board with Matt. So they come into this banked hairpin. We've got the Lambo getting sideways, and it just all goes a bit wrong. Gets a little bit on the curb going in, and boom, he's dropped a couple of places. So Matt's got a bit of a recovery drive to do now. So up front we've got Andy leading, but we've got Daz, and Daz is up to go. Look at this, Daz is making a good crack at Chris. So Chris isn't running away with this one. Daz is coming back at him, so that TT is pretty useful. See, Chris takes an interest in line through there. He stays very tight, whereas a lot of drivers swing out wide. Doesn't get a good cutback, but he's very, very tight and quick through there. So he's on the back of Andy, and Andy's already going defensive into the first corner. This very tricky uphill right-hander. It's hard to spot the turning point, hard to get the apex, and hard to get the exit. And it looks like Chris is just going to get the undercut on him. I think he is. He's had some nice runs. He comes out. He's leaning on Andy as they go through, and Daz is trying to get involved as well. So look at this. We've got a 3-way battle. Can Daz take advantage of the fact these guys are squabbling? Andy's gone a little bit wide as they come out of the right-hander, left-hander as they come down the hill. Looks like Chris has got the inside. Chris has got the job done. Is Andy going to fight it? No. And then we've got Daz, who's right behind as well. Went a bit wide there as they come down the hill into the bank corner. So I think it looks like, Andy's going to make a lunge there and locked up a little bit. Is that going to give Daz a chance? Let's have a look. Nothing going on there. Right, let's come out of this and see what's going on with the crazy bunch behind. So Mike's up to 4th. He's got Chris right behind him now. Let's see if we can see. So Chris is going to make a move as they go into the S's. That'll be pretty tough. He's going there. That Jag is quick down the straight. Look how fast that Jag is. I think he's done him. Yeah, look at that. Side by side, those go on board with Chris. We go into the S's. Bit of a jump there. Bit of a game glitch. It'd be Dragons. You go out that wide though over there. So is anything going on there? No, I don't think so. So let's come out and see what's going on behind. So Matt's up to 6th now. So Matt's had a really yo-yo race. What happened there? He's jumped Lex. He's jumped Jimmy, and Susie's down to 9th. Let's have a quick look and see what happened there. We'll have to go back. So coming to the end of the lap, here we go through the last complex, last right-hander. It's tricky. So we got, okay, this is worth rewinding. So we got 3 abreast. Let's go on board with Lex. So what have we got here? We can't see anything yet. So we got Mika, I think, decided to bail out of it. Probably a wise idea. So Lex goes up into 6th. Porsche and Nissan continuing their battles from St. Croix alongside each other. Let's go on board with Mika. So we've got our teammate, I think, behind us. Yes, we have. So go through the double level, and Mika just goes a little bit wide. That'll probably let teammate through. Yes, it does. There's Matt. So let's have a watch what goes on with Matt. So Matt just plays it a bit safe, goes out wide into the corner and gets a good run out. So Matt is up to 7th. See what happens with go forward a bit. So where is Lex? Lex just runs a bit wide, and Matt looks like he's going to get a run on the Lambo. No one behind us. Here we go. So gets a decent run out of the banked hairpin and does the job. And then we can see Mike and Chris battling in front. So job done. Matt's up to 6. So trying to make up for that poor start. Then we got behind us. We got the Nissan and the Porsche still fighting away. They come through the S's. And we've got Mika with Dan right behind as well, taking a nice bit of chunk of cut out. Yeah, like I said, lots of bumping going on. Yep, certainly are. Right, so there's Lex in 7th, and we got more. Jimmy and Alex having a bit of a cracking battle as well. So let's go on board with Mika, see what's going on with these two. Behind us, we've got Dan, who's going to win the drag into the left hand at the end of the back straight. Looks like Alex is going to go for the inside because he's always good on the brakes. There he goes though, he gets past Jimmy. Now we've got Mika behind us. Let's watch from the back of Alex's car. Is anyone going to have a lunge? Look at that, oh, Dan made a move but then just went a bit too wide, a bit too late on the brakes, and the way he goes into the scenery. Off to look at the Italian scenery. So these two, I can't really take my eyes off these two. As per usual, I'm missing out completely what's going on at the front, but we've got to watch the battle. So Mika now is up to 9th. But they're still side by side as they go into turn 1, end of lap 2. Alex has done a nice little cutback. That's a good move, Alex. Very nice. Very nice indeed. So Alex and Mika are going to continue their cracking battle. So let's go to the front. Looks like Chris has now gone, as he usually does in the Group 4s. So Chris has now got a bit of a lead, and we've got Daz in 2nd and Andy in 3rd. So we missed Daz passing Andy. It's probably a little while ago. So then we've got Mike still with the Jag. So Mike's got past the Jag again as well. So these two are having a nice battle. And then behind them we got Matt trying to catch them up. So let's have a watch of these two. I think these are the closest battle. Is Chris going to have a go as they go into the S's? It's hard to pass through here. Let's go on board with the Jag. And out the 4th there for the second part of the S's. This is hard with fresh tyres, don't know, as the tyres start getting a bit gnarly. If we see anything, is the Jag going to make a move as we go down the hill into this sort of partially banked hairpin? No, he doesn't. Let's just see if there's anything else going on. It's a little bit spaced out there, nothing really doing, and Harry's dropped off the back. So this is the battle then. This is the battle for 4th. So we've got Mike versus Chris, battling 3rd and 5th in the championship. So Mike needs to gain a few points here, so he really needs to keep Chris behind him. You see that Mike and Chris both go out wide into the last hairpin. Whereas Chris is interesting, he stays really tight. Probably slower in terms of apex speed, but it shortens the distance. So Mike goes across the line. We're already 3 laps in. We've got Chris behind us and Matt trying to close in. So let's do a quick stop check of where we are. I don't know, if I cut away, something will happen, guarantee it. So Chris is leading. Got a decent lead out from Daz, who's been edge away a little bit from Andy in 3rd. And we got Mike in 4th. Chris Lewis in 5th, Matt in 6th, Lex doing a good job in 7th, keeping steady, Jimmy in 8th in the Aston, Mika in 9th, shook off Snooze to a degree, in 10th, Dan in 11th, recovering after his little excursion, and then Harry not enjoying that murk at all round here. Had a good qualifying, just had a very poor first lap that he went off. So Chris is leading, so let's see what's going on. Not much, so let's have a quick check of tyres. So Chris is on the super softs, starting to see a bit of wear. So this is a tyre muncher, it's 8 laps, so keeping your front tyres alive is going to be a challenge. So he's just done a 2:05.2, so he's quickest on track. He's nearly 2 full seconds quicker than 2nd. Daz has done a 2:07. Andy's done a 2:07.6, and then we've got very close between us. Go on board, so it looks like Chris is going to make a move into the inside of Mike. Yes, he does. Gets the job done. There's Mike behind us. Is Mike going to have a crack back? Let's have a watch. In the toe of that Jag. That Jag is fast. Down the straight is very quick. Is he going to make a move though as they go into the left-hander at the end of this back straight? Now, of course, what these two guys are doing, all this squabbling, is letting Matt catch up. Let's have a look at time. So, Mike did a 2:07.6, Chris did a 2:07.7, Matt did a 2:06.7, so he's a second quicker than these guys. So, they're starting to use the Honda now. The tyres are looking pretty decent as well on the Honda, as they are on the Ferrari actually. So, the MR mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars, a bit leery, but they're pretty good on their tyres around here. So Chris has just done his fastest now, just a 2:06.5. He's not shaking off that Ferrari at all. Let's have a watch from the back of that car, the roof cam. He's taking some good lines through there, using the maximum allowable width of the track. Whoa, both going a bit wide though. Whoa, both very wide as they came out of the left hand as they dropped down the hill. See, the tyres are starting to go. So Chris is not looking too bad, but Mike's are looking better. Andy's fronts are starting to go as well. So Andy just did a 2:08.4. So he's almost a second. Look like Mike was a bit wide there coming out there. Let's have a look there. Is that going to put Matt on him? Let's go on board with Matt. Is he going to make a move? So Matt's just done 2:06.7 straight. You can say the Porsche didn't like this track much. Yeah, it's a tricky track this one. So Mike gets the braking into the S's. He's now probably looking in his rear view mirror rather than looking in front of him. That's dropped him off a little bit, but it's good line for him. Chris has gone wide as they come out of the S's. Very easy to go overcook it there. Lex is still in a fairly safe second, but he's did a 2:13.6, whereas Jimmy did a 2:11.6. So Jimmy's catching. There's Mika in the Porsche. Dan doing a 2:10. A bit quicker than Mika, so we'll keep an eye on that. Harry's recovering. He's faster than the guys in front of him. And oh, was that the save, Alex? Was that the save we were referring to? We just caught. If it wasn't, then you've had an even bigger one. Oh, look at the understeer though. You've got grass on the tyres. So, at the front, we've got Chris, serene in front, 5 laps down, just over halfway, still doing pretty quick lap times. And we've got Daz who's doing a good job in second, high 2:07s though, which is quicker than Chris is. So what's happened to Andy? Oh, we missed that. What's happened to Andy? Let's go back. Oh, I think he probably just got a bit wide going into the bank corner. No, unlucky Andy. Just a wheel on the grass, and away she went. So Chris is up to third, Mike's up to fourth, Matt's up to fifth. Matt looks to be, well, he's certainly quicker than Mike. Chris has just done a 2:06.5, I think we said. So look at these three getting closer. And Andy's dropped down to sixth, and his tyres are starting to go a bit as well. So let's see what happens here. So after Matt's bad start, he's probably thinking I can maybe get a third out of this. Daz is now sitting pretty. Chris is here we saw this. So I think even though the guys behind, I think they're squabbling. They're quicker than the Audi, but they're squabbling. Let's put Daz out of reach maybe. So Andy's down to 6th, Lex in 7th, Jimmy in 8th. We'll see what the lap times are like. He's closing down. Mika in 9th, Dan in 10th, Harry 11th, and Snooze in 12th. So I think Daz is safe. Let's see what happens with this battle for third then. Oh, Matt's right on the tail of the Ferrari. Mike cannot lose that Ferrari from his golden Ferrari wing. Come down the hill. It's King's hard. It's unsighted. Very easy to go off. So Matt can have a look. Oh, it gets really late on the brakes there. Really late on the brakes. Are we going to get a run as we come up the hill to the S's? I don't think so. That Ferrari's got a lot of grunt. It's quick down the straight. See, it's dropping the Honda even though Matt's in the tow. But what's Matt going to do here to go into the S's? They keep it pinned. See the cars moving around a bit of the tyres. Oh, Matt's quick through there. He's really gaining on Mike. But nothing doing. It's a hard place to pass as they go through there. Is there any other battles going on? I don't think so. That's probably the battle. So Nice quick through the, he comes out quickly though, he's faster as they come out the S's. Let's have a look at the tyres. So, Mike's looking marginally the better. His fronts are looking similar and his rears are a bit better. Let's have a look at Chris. So Chris's fronts are starting to go. You see, yeah, Chris did a 208 dead. Compare that, so didn't gain anything on Daz at all. And I think his tyres are starting to struggle. Mike did a 286 and Matt did a 273. So Matt is the fastest of the three, and good news for us that the slowest is in front, second fastest is second, and quickest is at the back. So 2 laps to go. What can they do? Who's putting any money on the way this is going to finish? Chris is still flying, still the quickest on track, still in the 6s, although his tyres are starting to go a bit, but that won't worry him. He's got a very healthy lead now. So I think the battle for third is where it's at. Chris has got a little bit of a gap now. I think everyone else is a bit spaced out, though. There's a bit of a battle coming out of here. Right, so Dan has got up to 8th. Is that new? Let's have a look. There's Jimmy. Jimmy was in 8th. So we lost. Oh, Mika's dropped up down, so Mika must have made a mistake. So Jimmy in 8th place, but is he going to go wide? He is. Oh, he's gone off in the Dan corner. So Dan actually jumps up a place. Where is Jimmy? There he is. So Jimmy's just come off right in front of his teammate. So we're going to get a bit of a JS Racing swapperoo. Let's go on board with the Mercedes driver. He's got his teammate. Actually, yeah, Harry's on medium. So, okay, that would explain. He was very good in his... Oh, yeah, he just screams past his teammate and then they both go off. So, Harry obviously qualified on super softs. He's having to race on mediums. So is Dan actually, so they're both on mediums. So straight race between them, and so is Jimmy as well. So obviously felt that the tyres were going to get chewed up too much and decided to put on the medium. So we've got, right, back to the third place now. So it looks like, oh, Mike's got a little bit wide. Oh, I think he saved it. What a save from Mike. How did he hang on to that? Let's watch that in car. So he's right on the boot lid of Chris. He unsells the car a bit and he gets on the grass. Manages, look at that, managed to do a lovely four-way drift. That's left Matt to go through. So Matt's now chasing down Chris for third. Let's watch on board with Matt. Mika says, I think I went wide on downhill approach the hairpin, smashed the barrier. Yeah, this is a tricky corner in this direction. It's nice when you get it right, but it's tricky. Alright, so let's have a watch. Let's have a watch from Matt's perspective. Chris is moving across a little bit, put it in line there, moves across back to the racing line, gets a little bit of advantage. Matt backed off a little bit early. What can Chris do? His tyres are starting to look a bit second hand. They come into the last couple of corners. It's a Honda squirming under the brakes, and looks like Chris has gone a little bit wide. Let's go let Matt have a tyre run as they come through the last corner. Gets on the curbs, they come out. It's another dodgy corner, because you get it wrong, you're into that unrelenting wall at the apex of the corner. Exit the corner, I should say. Right, so into the final lap we go. Let's have a quick look. Chris is well away, and so is Daz. I think the battle is for third. Any other battles going on? We see. Can't we pull away? Matt is now right behind that Jag. There is a battle going into the last corner. Oh, this is tight. Let's quickly. Oh, Matt's really looking for a move now. It's all over the back of that Jag. It's a battle as they come across the start line as well. We'll take a look at that in a minute, but we can't really come off this because Matt is right in the toe of the Jag. Is he going to make a move? They come down the hill into the banked hairpin. Chris is defending the inside. Matt is looking to go wide. Is he going to get a switch around? I think he is. Matt gets a run as they come out. Let's have a watch. Where's the Jag? We're past, I think. There he is, right in the mirror. There he goes. There's the Jag right behind us. Is he going to make a move as we come into the S's? That'd be brave, especially those front tyres. No, he's not. I don't think. Could be if Matt doesn't make a mistake. That could be it. I think Chris's tyres are looking a bit squirrely. He's hanging on though. They come through the S's, and Mike is not far behind at all. So still not settled for third. Let's just go back a little bit to see what's going on further back. This we've got the Milker boys. So Harry's got past Dan. Let's have a watch what happened there. Let's have a watch. So they go into T1. Dan's medium's holding up all right. I think is he going to no? It doesn't go wide. Is he going to go wide as we come out? Yeah, boy, yeah, unlucky. Harry almost follows him off, but there we go. That's how Harry got up to 8th place. That's always the risk of having the softer, harder tyres. I don't think anything else is going on behind us. No. So Chris is still out front. We'll come back to him. Daz just heading into the S's. So here we go. So can Chris have a go back at Matt? Final lap. Can Matt hold his nerve? He's fought back to 3rd after having a pretty terrible start. I think he'd be a bit annoyed. I think that Honda could have finished 2nd. It's good on its tyres. We look at Daz. Actually, Daz's tyres are hold up pretty well actually. Daz, I think he's coming out of terms with the TT now. He's getting a handle on those tyres. So Matt's in 3rd. So have a look where Chris is. Whoa, almost takes out the camera. So he's just coming around the last corner. Penultimate corner, and there we go. So a pretty straightforward win. That displaying his Teflon skills in the first couple of corners and got from 12th to 2nd. So a great win for Chris. Pretty straightforward once he got into the lead as usual, but a brilliant win for him. And here comes Daz. We'll be pleased with that. That's a good 2nd place for the Audi driver. Likes the Group 4s, not so keen on the Group 3s. So great 2nd for him. And then we got Matt. He looks like he's going to come across 3rd. He does indeed. Bit of a recovery drive. Chris comes across in 4th. Mike right behind him. So cracking battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Mike finishes 5th. And Andy, look at those fronts. Impressive. Nothing left of those Beamer fronts at all. So Andy comes across in 6th. And Lex doing a good job in 7th. I just think it just keeps his nose clean. He's on mediums as well. So I think the highest medium runner comes across in a good 7th place. We're pleased with that. And 8th, bit of recovery from Harry. Didn't have a very good start, so he's up to 8th. Dan finishes 9th. Here comes Jimmy. So Jimmy and Mika, we got real battle going on here. Jimmy looks like he's had a couple of nasty laps. Is he going to get across the line? We got Mika right behind, but I think Jimmy's going to get it. So Jimmy gets 10th, Mika gets 11th, and then here comes Snooze. Towards the last couple of corners, and the Old Spice. It's got Old Spice on the tyres by the looks of those understeer. Go on, Alex, get it across the line. Get fished out, here he comes across in 12th. Right, we'll pause it there. So another cracking race. So, our winner, Little's GP. Chris wins again in the Group 4s. Have a quick slurp of my Coke. Right, so a nice, comfortable win in the end. 11 seconds up on Daz. Daz will be pleased with 2nd. Nice result again. I think that's his second. Am I right, Daz? Is that your second? Let's have a quick look. Check the scores. Yes, it is. He had, in round 6, he had a 2nd as well in the Group 4 race. Very nice. So, we're pleased with that. Another podium. Matt recovers to get back to 3rd. So, finishing the podium off. And then cracking battle between Matt, Chris and Mike. So, Chris gets 4th, beating Mike in 5th. So, Chris beats his 2 main rivals for 3rd in the championship. Andy coming 6th. Which gives him a little bit of a, given there's only 1 point between him and Andy, that will help him. And then Lex, a good 7th, one of his best finishes. And the Lambo. 8th is Harry, recovering from his first lap drama. 9th was Dan, 10th Jimmy, 11th Mika, and 12th Snooze. And don't forget, we've got this big battle for 6th between Harry, Dan, Daz, and Carly. So we'll keep an eye on that. And then your fastest lap was Chris with a 2:05.2, which you compare against Chris. So he was over a second quicker than Chris Lewis. That shows how much dominant the Mazda was. So there we go. That was the Group 4. Alex says, don't think I ever crossed the finish line according to these highlights videos. I think you have. I think you finished higher than last, I'm sure. Alright. So let's go to the Group 3 race. There we go. So whilst we do this, let's have a look at the tyre situation. Oh, I wasn't prepared. I've got Discord. Where's my Discord? Right, so as per usual, the Group 3 races. Let me pause this before it starts to get going. Alex, at least we see you a lot in the start of the Group 3 race. You're always on pole. Right, so let's pause it for a minute. Get rid of those. Do that. Get a better view. No, I'll do that one. Right, so tyre-wise, the Group 3 races, which there are 7 of, the drivers have, you all know this by now, the drivers have an allocated set of tyres they must use, a mandatory set of either mediums or hards, and then a remaining sets of softs and super softs, but they can only use 18 sets in total. So as we are getting towards the business end of the season, this being round 8, there's only one more round, so it's becoming quite clear that all the drivers are going to be on different strategies now. Some have used up their harder tyres earlier in the season and therefore have a choice of the quicker tyres, so the super softs or softs. Other drivers have still got some of their harder tyres to use, so we're going to be seeing some drivers using more mediums than others. So particularly Harry has 4 sets of mediums to use in 2 remaining races. So I think we're probably going to be seeing Harry double stinting in mediums. And he's also got a couple of mediums left. And then we look into pool 3 drivers, Dan, Lex, Carly and Rob, who's not here. They also have mediums as well. So I think we're going to see some different strategies tonight. It's a bit of a tyre killer, this track. So we'll see. And also the pit stop loss is actually not too bad. Some of the tracks have ridiculously long pit times considering how short the pit lanes are. This one, it's Lago Maggiore, Lake Marjorie, is actually not bad. So we might see some 2 stoppers. Generally the trend is 1 stop for most of these races. We might see some 2s. So a quick run through the grid and the tyres. So Snooze is starting on softs on pole. Mika's using her last remaining set of mediums from the start. Jimmy is on softs. I think Jimmy has just got 2 softs left and lots of super softs. Dan's using his last remaining medium. Harry is, as we thought, is on his mediums. Lex is on mediums. So it looks like quite a few people are getting their mediums done. Andy's on mediums in 7th. Mike is on softs. He has no mediums left to use, so he can blast through his softer tyres. So we'll keep an eye on Mike. Chris is on softs. He has 1 set of mediums left. Matt has burnt through all his hards and mediums a long time ago, so he will be on softs. Daz is on mediums. So he's got 1 left to go, so he's burning his last set. And then Chris is also on the softs, and Chris again has gone through his as well. So interesting strategies, lots of different tyres. We'll see how this plays out. So the usual rules, 30-minute race. You can use any tyres you like, but they must come out of your allotted compound list, and you can only use 2 of the same compound. So you're going to use 2 softs, 2 super softs, 2 mediums, etc. Right, away we go. Alex will lead us away in the Nissan. Release the Kraken. Is Carly going to release the Kraken into turn 1? Let's find out. Usual rolling start. Waiting for the lights to go. Countdown drops. And away we go, rolling stars. So hopefully a cleaner first couple of corners than the group fours. So Alex leads into the first corner, followed by Mika. Is Alex going to get around okay? He looks like he has. Nice and steady. Mika's is into second from the start. Jimmy in third. Dan in fourth. It looks like Harry's already making a move on Dan. Not quite close enough. Lex in sixth, but there we go. Dan's got a little bit wide, and Harry is already up for fourth. So good start from Harry. Nice and clean too. That's what I like to see as we come down the hill. And that was, what was that? Oh, Andy's got a bit, what was that? No, that was Chris again, hanging it wide. Andy's gone round the outside of Lex, and he's up to sixth in the Beamer. And then we've got Mike in eighth, Chris Lewis in ninth, Matt in 10th, Chris in 11th, and Daz has already dropped down to 12th. So keep an eye on what's going on. So we've got a battle up front though, so it looks like Mika is going to make a run at the Nissan, and we've got a battle third as well, but we of course have to stay on the leaders. Mika tucked in behind the Nissan. Oh, it's really thumping the curves. They go through the S's. That's dangerous, but he got a good run through there, and actually Mika has now dropped back into the claws of Jimmy. So can Jimmy get a run as they come down the hill into the downhill left-hander? This is tight. He's going to make a move. Oh, just about keeps him within track limits. Tries to go down the inside. Carly covers. Let's watch what's going on from Jimmy's perspective. We've got Harry, his teammate, right behind in the Merc, and if we look behind, looks like he's going to make a move as they can take a run. That Merc is quick, and there he goes, dives down the inside, but did he get stopped? Oh, Harry gave the Porsche a bit of a nudge as well. That looked like a bit of an assisted overtake, but I don't think anything was submitted to the stewards. And of course, now all the time that has left Mika susceptible to a challenge from Dan. Looks like Dan is trying to go down the inside as well. So Mika, a couple of rough corners there. I think that Merc unsettled the Porsche a bit, and so Dan's up to fourth. Good start. So let's have a quick look down. We can go further down. So we've got a big squabble going on here. So Andy and Matt are battling, and Matt's trying to go down the inside as they go into the first corner. We've got Chris lurking as well. So Matt's up to seventh, Chris is up to eighth. And look at this, this is like the group fours all over again. So Matt's trying to go down the inside, and then Chris goes around the outside of Matt whilst Matt's squabbling with the Beamer. So Andy's leading this posse. He's got Chris right behind him, so let's watch what's going on with Chris. There's Matt right behind us. Let's go actually from the back of the Beamer. That's probably the place to be. Chris is getting really close as they come down the hill. And we've got Matt lurking in the background. Is Chris going to throw one down the inside as they come into the hairpin? No, they're all following line astern. And we've got Chris right behind, and then we've got a battle going on between the two Italian stallions. Lex is going to blend it in and let his teammate through. I think he is, but Daz is now looking at probably a bit of bump drafting going on between those two, which is good to see. Helping each other out. They go through the S's. Oh, Lex is wide. I think that's led Daz through. It has, but we've got two abreast as we come through the S's. Let's go back and watch that. It's not often you go two abreast through there. So I think Beamer goes a little bit wide, and then Matt tries to gain the advantage. Did he make that stick? He does. So Matt goes into seventh. Chris is up to sixth. Beamer's into seventh. Then we got Chris having a lunge down as they come into the bank left-hander hairpin. Is he going to make a move down the inside of Andy? Not quite. It's tricky that corner, but Beamer's good through there. You can see that. He's got a good run on Matt. Is he going to make a move as they go into the left-hander at the end of the back straight? No, he doesn't. Matt obviously felt he wasn't going to have a move either. Decided not to defend it. Hey, well, I've got a battle here, so Andy's now been, looks like he's got the face full of jag as they come into the tight left-hander. Chris, oh, what happened there? Chris went very deep into that. I think he's gone off, he has. Let's have a watch of that again. So I think where's the Beamer gone? I think he just, oh, let's watch that from Matt's perspective. Wow. So we've got the Beamer behind us, there we go. So the Jag gets a good run out of there, gets a nice move done, and I think we're just going to see the Jag come screaming across our bows. Oh, I think Matt's lucky we saw it coming. Then we got squabbles going on in front as well, so Chris is trying to get past Mika. Chris is up to fourth, Danny's up to fifth. That's going to be the miss of the year so far, I think that was. What we got here? So who do we follow? It's action all over the place. There's Matt trying to catch up Dan. There's Chris, he's now up to third. He's just gone past Mika. Let's just watch that again. So I think Mika might go a little bit wide, and Chris is like, I don't need that invitation twice. So here comes Dan. So don't forget, Dan and Carly are having a battle royale for 7th place in the championship, net 7. So Dan will be wanting to get some points on the Porsche driver here as they come through the double left-hander. And we've got Matt lurking behind Dan. I think Matt's going to make a move as they come down the hill. Let's watch. Oh, someone's gone off. Who has gone off? Oh, no, it's Jimmy. Jimmy's gone off. So he's returning back, and Matt's having a crack at Dan, so Matt's got past Dan. Let's hope that wasn't overtaken under a yellow. Oh, just before it. Interesting. No one saw that one. Just before it. Right, so Dan down to 5th. Matt up to 4th. Mika up to 3rd. So Mika's again doing a steady run, keeping those clean, in 3rd place. So Chris is up to 2nd, and Harry is leading. So Harry's doing a great job on these mediums too. So mediums could be the tyre of choice here. Expected to be quite a hard tyre to drive because it's this track is all about the corners, and he's doing a good job. He's got Chris right behind him now. We'll focus on what's going on here. Is Chris going to make a move? They go into the left-hander. No, he's not. There's a good cut of the corner. Let's watch from the back of Harry's car. Go. Roof cam's not very good on the Merc. We can see the rear wing. So Chris is going out wide. So he goes swap back as they come through the last corner. Harry's a little bit wide, so it means that Chris will probably try and do a switch. Oh, he goes right outside instead. Nice move for the lead. There we go. Job done for the Mercedes driver, Mazda driver. Into the lead he goes. So lap 3, Chris is already out front. We'll see what goes on the tyres though, because don't forget, Harry is definitely one stopping, I think, with his mediums. So we'll keep an eye on that. So Matt's up to 3rd. Did we know that? Yes, we did. Did we know that? Yeah, he's gone past the wall, getting sideways. He's gone past his teammate. Mika, I'm not sure that. Might get past Mika. Oh, that's a long time ago. I'll go forward. So Mika's down to 4th, trying to hold off the BMW now. So Andy's right on the tail of the Porsche. Here he goes, he's going to make a move as they go into the first corner. Alongside, oh, bit of bumping going on there. So Mika was trying to turn in, the BMW was in the way. Is the Porsche going to come back? Not sure. That looks like the Beamer's got that position. So behind we got Dan's in 6th. Daz is up to 7th now, so Daz had a good start. Yeah, a bit of a slow getaway, dropped down, but he's up to 7th now. Chris is in 8th. Alex is in 9th. Mike is having a bit of a torrid time in the Ferrari. The mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars are a handful around here, in the Ferrari particularly. Jimmy, after his spin, is in 11th, and Alex, even more of a handful MR car, is in 12th. So, Chris in front, pulling away now, getting purples. He is he's ahead of Harry. Oh, taking a lot of grass to go through there. That's not a good place to get a tyre full of grass. So Matt is in 3rd. Let's have a look. So Harry's doing 201.1s, Matt's doing 259.1s, so 2 seconds quicker. Andy is in 4th, with Dan doing a good job in 5th. He's got Daz, his teammate, all over the back of him, and then Daz has got Chris right behind him as they come into the downhill hairpin. Looks like Chris is going to try and go around the outside, but Daz is not letting him have that so easily, but Chris doesn't move around the outside. Let's go on board with Chris, but Daz has got a better run coming out the corner and has taken the place back. So here's Chris going to throw one down the inside as they go into his left-hander. Very hard to find your braking point there. Is nothing really that obvious to use, and it's a blind corner. So looking back from the back of the Ted Baker, looks like Chris is going to do one of his famous lunges. Is he going to get it stopped? Yes, he does. Up to 6th he goes. He's got the Toyota not far in front of us. And it looks like Chris is going to get a good run as we come going back on board. He's going to get a good run as we come through the pit straight for the end of lap 4 into lap 5 already. Chris is up to 5th. Productive couple of corners there for Chris. So is Dan going to let his teammate through? Dan's 203s. Not a lot better than similar to Dad's actually, but keep an eye on the tyres because Audi munches them down. So Dad's got a little bit wide. Down he comes. That's such an easy corner to run wide. So you can see he's got the dirt on his tyres. Make sure you don't go off through the Kings. It's easily done as they go through Pierce Bend. We've what I called it after Alex had a spectacular shunt a few seasons ago. So Chris well in front now, it's on 56.4. Matt's in second. Let's see what happened there. Let's go forward a bit. So coming out of the first couple of corners, so he just gets a good run. Matt's on softs. Gets a good run coming out of one of the corners, and then through he goes down the hill. So Matt is up to second. Can he do anything about the Mazda? Mika saying I had a bad few laps that meant I had to pit early for tyres. Yeah, so this track is hard on tyres. We'll keep an eye on that. So Matt's up to second. Harry's down to third, but Harry is on mediums. Matt's on soft, so we'll keep an eye on that. Andy's up into fourth now, doing consistent 201s on his mediums. Chris is closing him down, but not by much on his softs. Keep an eye on that. Daz is up to 6th. Danny is 7th. Mika in 8th. Not looking too bad, but so Mike's in 9th, and he's got Jimmy right behind him. So let's see what goes on here. So that Ferrari is a handful. Off he goes. We won't linger on that. So Jimmy goes up to 9th, and there's Mike. Where is Snooze? Snooze has got past the Ferrari as well. Snooze is up to 10th, and unfortunately Italian Stallion is at the back. So Chris, coming up to the end of lap 5, 17 lap race. Let's see what, get a nice drift as he comes out the last corner. Let's see what he does lap time wise. He does a 56.8 on his softs. Matt is also in softs, but his tyres are looking better. And Matt does a 59.7, so a bit of a slower lap there. He also had to pass Harry, but we'll keep an eye on that. His tyres are looking a bit better. He's better on fuel. So Harry's in third, but looking pretty on his mediums. Half a tank of fuel. Chris is in fourth. And he's... did we know he passed Andy? Andy's had a bit of a poor lap, so any dramas there? Yeah, no. Oh, Andy's going back. He's done it again in the same corner, poor Andy. And that's just given Chris the opportunity to get a good run coming out. I think he's just going to drive around the outside. Let's watch from the beamer, yeah. On those mediums, starting to go a little bit. And see, yeah, so easily done around that corner. It's downhill, you're braking, trail braking, turning, it's tricky. So Chris is up to fourth. What can he do in that Jag? The Jag's quite good on its tyres as well. So can he catch Harry? Harry's done a 201.8. Chris does a 59.3, so he's quite a lot quicker. And what's Daz doing? There's Andy. Yeah, a bit of a scruffy lap there. Daz is doing 201s. His mediums, tyres looking alright. There's Dan 205, struggling a little bit. Meek is 204, tyres are looking a little bit worn. Jimmy, his softs are starting to go off a little bit. He's a little bit behind Mika now. And then we've got Snooze with Mike. Can Mike recover and attack the Nissan? And then Lex is in 12th. So there's our leader as he goes into the S's. Probably getting into the realms of some stops soon, I would imagine. The tyres are starting to go a bit. The question would be, could you make those tyres last till lap 8 or 9? Only done 5 laps, they're already looking a little bit worn. Matt's looking a bit better. He's sort of shaking Harry off though. Harry did 2:18, so we'll see what this lap looks like. Or really pushing it as they come out there. So Harry in third, and then we've got Chris trying to close him down. Andy with Daz looking like he's gaining a bit, I think. Yeah, Andy, stay away from that curb. So it's still quite close. No one's really battling at the moment. Still quite close. Got a few gaps now appearing. There's Daz in sixth. So everyone's in touch with each other, but no actual scraps going on. Mika's in eighth. Ninth is Jimmy. 10th is Snooze. Okay, here we go. Here's the battle. So Matt's in. Matt's come in. So Matt's decided the junk is softs already. So he's doing six laps of his first stint. And he's just done tyres, I would imagine. Let's see if we can find him. There he comes in. He comes. Let's go to where the battle was on the track. So here we go. We've got a battle here between. So 10th, 11th, 12th having a bit of a squabble. Let's see where Matt comes out. There he comes. So Matt's come out in 5th, and critically he's ahead of Daz. So Matt has come out super soft, so hasn't touched the fuel, just gone for a splash and dash in terms of splash and dash and tyres, I don't know. But yeah, so Matt's just changed tyres. Obviously going to do a 2-stop. There's no way he's going to get the fuel and tyres to last the end of the race. So Matt is on a 2-stop. What can he do from there? Honda's quite good on fuel, so and Chris is going to have to take on a little bit more. So let's have a look, see what's going on in this battle behind. Oh, we don't want to do that. We want to do that. There we go. So there's Alex. Again, shed loads of understeer in that car, and Chris, Lex has got Mike as well. So let's see what happened there. We're following Mike into the last corner. We're trying to feed on the power. And I think Mike has just gone a little bit wide. He has. Gets a little bit of a swapperoo on. And he's fighting his teammate, I think, by the looks of it. No, he's not. Maybe it's just a camera angle. So Lex is up to... Let's go forward again where we were. Lex is up to 11th. Can you do anything about Snooze? Looks like it should be in the army, that Lambo. It's like army camouflage, isn't it? Oh, here he goes. So he's got up to 10th. Have a quick sober drink and Lex goes past. So Lex takes Snooze, so these guys are having a nice battle, and it looks like Mike is now looking interested in this. So he was a bit late there on the brakes, but no, Alex is good on the brakes. Turns out maybe that's why he's good on the brakes, he just understeers. But Mike, so not enjoying 5th place in the championship, and not enjoying this race at all. Let's go back to the Mazda. Right, let's see what will Chris react to Matt's stop. And the answer is yes, he does. Now he's got quite a lot less fuel. If we go back to Matt, Matt has passed Andy. So Matt, if someone go back and watch that, Matt has just lined Andy up. Not surprising really. Matt's got fresh super softs. Andy's got fairly knackered mediums. And as they come along the back straight, it looks like Matt just goes down the inside. Andy probably realising his fight is not with Matt today, even though I think Andy's probably 1 stop in the Matt's 2. He's probably figured that Honda on super softs is going to be a fair bit quicker. So Matt is now up to 4th. Let's see where Chris comes out. Chris is going to have to put a bit of fuel in, whereas Matt didn't, which might shorten the gap. So let's have a look where Matt is. Try and find him. So Chris is just coming out there, and we can't find Matt, which is helpful. Oh, we got battle there, so look at that. So Chris has come out right behind the other Chris. So that's not going to help him in his battle for Matt, because Matt is just coming over the brow. So Chris hasn't got that big a lead over Matt. There he goes. He's already cleared him though. Look at that. That'll please him. So he's just put a little bit of fuel in, put it on half a tank, and he's immediately got past Chris. So he's not actually. You can see Chris is just coming into the right-hand kink now, and Matt is just probably only about 3 or 4 seconds behind him. So Matt has actually gained a bit out of that. You can probably even see the Mazda. We see, yeah, there he can. So Matt has gained quite nicely out of that. Dan said I just had a moment, dropped a few places. So we'll keep an eye on that. So Matt's on less fuel though, which is interesting. So here comes Chris. He's got just under half a tank. Matt, on the other hand, has got a about a third left, so we'll keep an eye on that. Harry is now leading, and Harry, I think, is a net leader. He's one stopping on his mediums, so what can he do with Chris? Chris is going to be catching him quickly on those spankingly new softs. So I think Chris going for softs tonight. See what he puts on the last stint. So I imagine he's definitely two stopping as well. So Chris in the Jag is in third. He's pretty knackered softs now. So let's see what happens. Here comes Chris. He's already closed that gap. Is he going to get a decent run as they come out of the last corner? The Mercedes is fishtailing. Let's have a watch on board. Mazda versus Merc. I think this is going to be it as we come into the first corner. Is the Merc going to fight him? No. Didn't think he would. Sensible not to. So Chris up back into the lead again now after his stop. Harry's down at the second. We're doing a cracking job. Here comes Matt. So Matt's just done his fastest of a 56.6. He's still... Actually, no, he's right on the pace. Chris is faster than 56.4, but obviously they've got lighter fuel now. But so Matt is on the pace, and we've got a gaggle of cars coming in. So Daz is in, Mika's in, Chris is in. I imagine Chris will leave the pits first, so he goes out on mediums. Chris is using his mediums up now. So let's see what happens. So Dan's now up to 6th. Right, had a bit of a one sketchy lap, 2:18. Daz is down in 7th. He's now gone to super softs. Mike is still soldiering on in his softs. He's up to 8th. Mika's now switched to softs. Lex is still going on his pretty toasted mediums now. Jimmy's come in now, got rid of his soft for another set of softs. And Snooze has changed for softs as well. Right, so there is Little's GP looking serene. Harry now trying to defend from the faster Honda. See how quickly Matt can get up to the back of Harry. Not that dissimilar fuel actually, interesting. But mind you, Matt didn't fuel, did he? So Honda's good on its fuel. Catching up quickly. Is there any other battles? Everyone looks reasonably spread out now. So is Harry going to come in this lap? Ditch those mediums. Done a good job in his first stint, so there he goes. Matt will probably be quite pleased with that. Doesn't have to worry about passing Harry. So Harry will, I think, pretty much guarantee put mediums on. He's got 4 to burn off in 2 races, so given he's one stop in this race, I think putting anything other than mediums will be a bit crazy. So let's have to see when he comes out. Chris there is in 5th. Harry is rolling, so he's quite a quick stop here, we can see. So Chris is just behind, so not too far. Mediums versus mediums. So we'll see how that one plays out. Very similar fuel, but Harry's got a bit less of anything. Get good mileage out the Merc. I always end up feeling thirsty or hungry when we do these races. Too much chocolate as it is. Right, so we've got a battle here. So the Dan Dare boys, Ted Baker. Oh, Daz has just thrown one at the barrier. He was just looking to size up his teammate, and Mike has got up to 7th. Mika's up to 8th, and Daz is down to 9th. Game's so confused, you can't even find him. And Lex has now come in his Shaw livery, pick through that is. And he comes in his a little bit treacle. So Chris, now he's on his fresh softs with a lighter fuel load. Done 55.388, so quickest lap of the race so far. Matt's banging in the 56s, so he's a second and a half quicker. I think Chris has got this one, assuming he doesn't throw it off. Let's have a look at Matt's lap time from this one. 57.6, so yeah, quite a bit slower. Chris had 2-second advantage there. Looks Matt is reasonably safe in second. Third is Andy. Andy's got past Harry. So Harry's stopped, yeah, so Andy's yet to stop. So I imagine he's probably going to come in this lap. They're going 10 laps long on his mediums, interesting strategy. Beamer getting some good mileage as well. So Harry's back up to third. I guess the question is going to be now, how close can he stay with Matt? And let's have a look behind what's going on here. So I think we got a battle here. So Mika and Mike. I think Mika got past Mike. I think she might have done. So Andy and Dan are both in. So Mika could be up to fifth here. Come on, let me have. There we go. So Mika's just done her fastest lap of the race, the 2:13, and yep, she's jumped the Beamer. Mike is in, Dan is in. Mike is out of fuel. Dan's got 15% left, so he'll probably get the jump on Mike. Let's have a look. Yes, he has. So Dan's up to 8th. There's Jimmy. Jimmy's just coming around. Can you see Dan? Where's Dan? I think he's going to be right in front of Jimmy. Let's have a look. Where's Jimmy? There he is. You can just see the Toyota in front of us. It's probably on. We've got a battle behind as well, so come out of that. Let's have a look further back. What's going on here? So it's Chris lapping legs. Nothing to see there. A little bit of nudge. There's Matt a little bit off behind. He came out quite close, but Chris has done a couple of mega low fuel laps. Matt's in. So he was just doing a short middle stint on the super softs. It was 5 laps on the super softs. So let's see where he comes out, because he's going to be. This is going to be tight actually. I think he's going to be ahead of Harry. Let's see what tyres he puts on, but Harry's just coming round the final corner now. Matt has fueled, but Matt has only put in half a tank. That's interesting. Matt has only put in half a tank. See, Harry's got nearly 2/3, and Matt's put in half. And Harry's just done his fastest lap as well, 59.5. So Harry's not hanging around. And Matt, I have a feeling, has maybe underfueled that. So is he doing something clever, trying to close the gap on Chris? Try and minimise the fuel, we'll see. So Chris is in this lap, and his fuel is looking a bit low as well. So can Harry do anything with Matt? I don't think so. He's not that far behind. If Matt's under fueled, Matt might have to fuel save a bit. So let's see what happens there. Chris now is having a little bit of lonely 4th. Then we've got Andy in 5th. He's now on the soft. So Andy's decided he wants to leave his set of mediums, probably for the last Group 3 race. Like saying fuel was good for around 12-13 laps, so half fuel here should be good. I hope you're right. So Mika's doing a grand job in 6th now. He's keeping it on the track. 2:03. Dad's done a 59.8 though, quite a lot faster, and he's on super softs as well. So here's Chris. He's in the pits. Chris is now wearing, I'm not sure what livery is. He's changed his kit, but that might be his STP. I don't know actually. I don't know what livery that is. He's got his overalls. So he's in. So he's got a fair lead over Matt. I think Chris will probably be quite safe. Now he comes. So he's on super soft to finish. You see he's actually got more fuel than Matt has. So Matt can still see him though. He's not that far away. So Matt short filled a bit. But he's just done a 57.4, which I think is a little bit. He did a 57.3, so we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. So here's the Harry, who's just done his quickest 59.3. So he's doing his PBs, and he's keeping the Jag on this as well in terms of lap time. At least in the Porsche it was. Yeah, well we'll see. I think the Honda's a little bit heavier than the Porsche on the fuel, but we'll see. So 3rd and 4th pretty equal on tyres, they're both on mediums. Andy's done 57.4, so a pretty decent lap. That's 2 seconds quicker, but he's a bit off. We've got what, 5 laps to go, so can Andy catch on his softs. Can he catch Chris on his mediums? So Andy's in 5th. Then we got Mika and Daz. We know Daz was catching the Porsche. Just done his fastest 59.1. Let's see what the Porsche can see from our back wing. Come down the hill. A little bit of a lift. It's tricky that corner. So Mika on the softs. Daz is catching. Let's go on board with Daz. We go into the S's. I think we're missing too much action, I swear. No, it's not that way. Nothing doing here. There looks like there's something going on behind us. What's that? Oh, that's, okay, so that was Chris and Lex. Nothing going on there. Everyone's a little bit on their own. So here we go. So this looks like the battle. Mika versus Daz. Daz takes a wide line as we go through the bank left-hander. Then you get on the power. Porsche's good on traction. Get on the back straight into the tight left. Unsighted. Daz gets a nice tight line. Mika takes a bit of a later apex. Gets a good clean run out of it. Oh, this could be Daz's chance. Mika was a little bit slow through the right kink, but I guess it stopped nicely. Daz is going to try and keep a tight line as they come through then into the... oh, nice, goes round the outside. Nice move. I think that was... Oh, Mika's got him. Okay, there we go. So Mika decides he's to come in. So was actually... Oh, yeah, look at that. Was that an enforced pit? Or was that intentional? So Daz is up to 6th. He's a little way away from 5th, so we'll see how Daz does. Let's see what's going on behind. So we've got Alex and Mike still having their battle. So we've got 4 laps to go at the end of this race. Oh, someone spun. Who's that? Who was that? Oh, Alex has spun. Okay, it was already quite a long way off the back. So here we go, Mike's going to get around. Oh, swapping paces, they're going down the start finish straight. So Mike's in front, but Snooze is going to try and get down the inside as they come into the first corner. And Mika has meant that pit stop completely. Yeah, just stalled it out. Oh, so... Oh, look at the understeer. Oh, but Mike's got oversteer on exit, so it's pretty even Stevens. So, Snooze is going through his fronts again. But Mike is not enjoying that Ferrari either, so what's Mike's tyres looking like? So he's on super soft, so he should be a fair chunk quicker. So it's on a 59.4. He's already up on his fastest, so I think that could be curtains for the understeering. Oh, every time I come on, look at that. This is just armful of lock. Oh, Lex is going, definitely using the Lambo 4-wheel drive. I don't think that one is, no, it's rear-wheel drive, isn't it? Oh, looks a handful. So, out front, Chris, still doing 55s. Matt is doing 57s, 58, 57. So I think Matt was having to fuel save. I think he did undercut that a little bit. Looking better now though. So Harry's in 3rd. He's got a bit of a gap now with Chris. Harry's on his medium, so is Chris. So let's see, Harry did Chris did a 59.8. Harry a 2:04. So Harry's being caught, but he's got a little bit of a gap, but we'll keep an eye on that one. Then Andy in his soft, he's catching the 58.7 versus a 59.8. So we got someone going off. I'm not sure what that was. So Andy's catching second a lap. I don't think he's got enough time, but we'll see. So Dan in 7th, so he's ahead of Mika. That's key. They're still battling for, was it 7th in the championship? It's Dan, Daz and Carly all having a good battle for 7th. So Dan's in ahead of Carly and Daz is ahead of Dan. So Dan looks like, I think with Daz's good first round, first race podium. I think Dad's going to be up to 7th. Let's keep an eye. So Dan's done a 2:09, and Mika does a 2:09. So stalemate there. Mike is finally getting some pace out of that Ferrari now. He's in the 59s. Now he's got some grip on those out those tyres. He's doing all right. So up at the front. So we're almost for a lap. Flown by again as per usual. So Chris coming down the hill in the Mazda. Still got a second and a half advantage. So yeah, Matt's speeded up again. So he's back in the 56s. So he's definitely turned it back up again. In the Larry Honda. So we've got Harry doing a 2:02 and Chris doing a 2:01. So again, looks like Harry's doing a fine job in 3rd, and he's on a PB as well. Let's just see what Chris does here. Yeah, so matching each other pretty much. Andy's catching him. He's catching him a second a lap, but I don't think that's enough. And Dan and Daz coming back at his teammate. And we've got Mika in 8th. You can still see them though. One mistake and she could be ahead. He's done a PB. And Jimmy fishtailing Mike. So Mike is trying to fly now. He's finally got a bit of grip in the car. And he's coming at Jimmy at a couple of seconds a lap. So with 2 laps to go, that is still on for Mike. And there's Snooze and Lex. Obviously does enjoy doing the rally driving, looking out of his side and rear windows. Right, into the last lap we go. Chris got a handsome lead now. Matt is just going to the penultimate corner while Chris is going into turn 1. So then we've got Harry still in 3rd. Chris in 4th. Anything? Oh, Andy's gone off at Andy corner. We'll call that Boulay Bend. We've got Pierce Bend, we've got Boulay Bend. But he's still comfortable in 5th. Daz. Oh, what's up to Daz? Daz gone. Daz has gone. So Mika's up to 7th. Look at that. Just shows by just keeping it on the track. Daz is in a wayward Audi. He's gone off it down to 8th. And then we've got Jimmy in 9th, being caught by the Larry Mike. Oh, what was that? That sounded squirrely. Oh, who's that gone? Someone's gone. Saw a lot of tyre smoke, but whoever that was has recovered. So there's Jimmy, and he's got Mike coming at him quickly. As we said, 2 seconds a lap. There's Snooze. There's Lex. He's been lapped, hasn't he? So round we go. Coming up to the last corner. A couple of corners. Where are we on the track? Bank corners. We've got a little while to go. Yeah, who's that? Someone's asked. Lex. Right, so some of those Jimmy versus Mike. Got one more lap to go after this one. Mike is closing. He's closing quickly. And Daz. Oh, Daz has gone again. A nasty couple of corners there. So Daz has dropped all the way down from, where was he, 7th to 10th. There's Mika and Jimmy. So I think this is the battle. Let's just see where Chris is. So here we go. Chris coming across the line. Makes it the double win of the night. Fastest laps. Pole and 2 wins. Perfect night for Chris. So let's see where Matt is. Right, let's just see what's going on in this battle here. So Mike, trying to watch Matt. Matt comes across the line. No, he's not there yet. So Jimmy is now got Mike all over the back of him. Let's just see Matt comes across the line. So a good 2nd place, probably the best he could have done. And here comes Harry in 3rd. But we'll watch this. Here Mike's going to move down the inside of Jimmy. Didn't quite make it. Some of those see catch Harry across the line. A bit of way to go yet. So as we go up the hill, Mika's fairly safe in 7th. There's Mike. Here comes Harry. A great podium for Harry. Well done. He'll be pleased with that. And then Chris not far behind him in 4th. Just couldn't quite up the pace to catch him. And then let's go back. Andy's got a few corners to go. So we're watching this battle now for 8th and 9th. Mike is right on the tail of Jimmy. Is he going to make a move? Let's just see where 5th place is. So here comes Andy across the line. A good 5th place. Used his medium. So Mike now He's going to try and swing it out wide and get the undercut on the Aston as they come out. Let's see where 6th is. So not quite there yet. Mike's looking one way or the other, looking one way, he's all over the place as he's trying to get a move done on Aston. It's hard to see. I don't want to miss people crossing the line. So here comes Dan with Mika right behind him. Look at that, that's close. Dan gets 6th, Mika 7th. Good finish for those two. And Mike's up to 8th now. He's got past Jimmy. But they come round the last corner. It looks like Jimmy, he had a bit of a cut there. It's a race to the line for 8th. Who's going to get it between the pairs? Jimmy gets it, and Mike finishes 9th. But I think we'll go back and have a quick look at that from Jimmy's perspective. I think he took a bit hard to tell there. That one went to the stewards. I think there was a little bit of a cut. But a cracking battle between those guys to finish. Jimmy 8th, Mike 9th. Daz in 10th, and I'm going to pause it there because we'll probably lose it otherwise. Oh, that was tight. Look at that. So, fantastic race. We have Little's GP wins comfortably in the end. 19 seconds to the good. It was quite tight after the stops after a while, but that was a comfortable win in the end. Matt finishes 2nd, so a 3rd in the first race, 2nd in the 2nd. So Matt, good points for 2nd place in the championship. I think takes him a little bit further clear of 3rd, so he'll be pleased with that. And then Harry, great 3rd, nice podium. Did a double medium, which worked out well in the end. Not the quickest tyre, but you can see the difference in fastest laps. He did a 59.3 and Matt in front of him did a 56.6. But he made it work. I mean, Chris Lewis following up in 4th, also on the mediums. So that helps his battle with Andy. So he finishes 4th and Andy 5th in the Beamer. You see the difference again. Andy doing a 57.4. Chris did a 59 dead. So the Beamer was quicker on the softs, but didn't quite have enough. So 6th place, good 6th for Dan. Another one, kept it steady. Few little dramas, but kept it steady and finishes 6th ahead of 1.1 seconds ahead of Mika. So yeah, that was really tight between those two. So very tight for 7th and 8th and 9th in the championship. Dan finishing a good 6th and Mika 7th. And Jimmy in 8th and Mike in 9th. And Stuart had a look at that last corner and yeah, decided that Jimmy did actually make a bit of a cut, more of a cut than he should have done to gain that position. So those two actually swapped. So Mike finishes 8th and Jimmy 9th. I think Mike was happy to get rid of that track in the Larry Ferrari. So cracking scrap there. Then Daz had a few dramas in the Audi. Yeah, so the MR cars are a handful around this track. So he finishes 10th, Snooze in 11th, and then Lex in 12th. And fastest lap was Chris with a 1:55.4. So that takes us now to round 9, our last Group 3, Group 4 race, which will be at Blue Moon Bay Infield A, which again is another new track to DTCC. So that will be happening next week. So we'll probably get the feed in a couple of weeks' time. So thank you everyone for watching, and thank you for the comments. It's hotting up. The battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th particularly is very close, and the battles in the championship teams is from 2nd to 6th really is super close. So lots to play for, and then we finish the season with probably the mightiest race we've ever done in DTCC. The Group 2s around the Nordschleife 24-hour track, which is the old track and the new track all in one in the dark. What can go wrong? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you again in a couple of weeks' time.